Hello, so this will be the video for the multipolar neurons for the nervous section. Here we have two models of a multipolar neuron. They're trying to show the same thing, it's just two different companies. So we'll hit these up one at a time. We're just going right in the lab manual. It's going to be page 59, part B, multipolar neurons, looking at models, and then we're going to hit up all those structures. So the first one we're going to want to find is the cell body, and that's this part right here. This is your cell body. And then your nucleus is going to be right in the middle, right here. We have a cover to that as well. Just grab the cover. And there's the nuclear pores of the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, we'll also have a couple of nucleoli. And here's a nucleolus, synthesizes ribosomal RNA. Remember that from earlier in the semester. We have some Nissl bodies. Now this is comparable to the rough endoplasmic reticulum in a normal animal cell. It's all this blue parts right here. This is all the Nissl bodies. Sometimes you can hear it called as Nissl substance. It has rosettes of ribosomes coming off of it. That's why you can kind of compare it to that rough endoplasmic reticulum. You also see some Nissl bodies. If we go down here, following the cell in the cytoplasm here of this neuron of the cell body, we have the axon hillock, and this is your axon right here. So if we go down this axon, you'll start to see that there's other Nissl substance or Nissl bodies in there as well as some mitochondria. And if you go back up the axon, you'll see that there's also that Nissl substance that we talked about before, but also these large red structures are going to be the mitochondria. That's what they're trying to show up here as well. These yellow circles or blobs here, these are lysosomes. So they're going to destroy any waste in the cell. So we have different processes. We already talked about the axon here, running all the way down. And we also have all these processes coming out. These are called dendrites. And then you'll notice that on the dendrite of this multipolar neuron, there is an axon coming from another neuron attaching to it. It's always going to be a dendrite and an axon. So they're this is where communication between other multipolar neurons is occurring, dendrite to axon. So you see there's a synaptic knob there as well. These are all the synaptic knobs of axons from other multipolar neurons. And then we're going to look at some Schwann cells, number 6 in the lab manual. The Schwann cells are wrapped around the axon. You see it's all this white part here, and there's the nucleus of a Schwann cell there. Here's another nucleus of another Schwann cell. So you can see there's two Schwann cells wrapped around the nucleus. And what they're going to do is they're going to myelinate the axon of this multipolar neuron. So they're creating a myelin sheath. You see there's many layers to that myelin sheath. And the outermost layer is like its cell membrane, and we're going to call that the neurolemma. So this is all neurolemma right here, this outermost layer. And then you're going to see there's a intersection between the two Schwann cells. That's called a node of Renvier. I like to put like a French accent on it. You can pronounce it any way you wish. A node of Renvier right here. There's another node of Renvier, named after some French scientist, I'm assuming. Then we're going to have here some endoneurium that's around the axon. That's that connective tissue layer that you guys are going to learn about. The endoneurium, the perineurium, the epineurium. This is the most immediate one to the axon, called the endoneurium. So that's this model. Now we're going to try to translate that over to this model, and you're going to see all the same structures. It's just a slightly different look, but it's going to help us learn this material a little bit better by looking at two different artistic interpretations of it. So let's go over this again. We have a multipolar neuron. It's been separated out. We have the axon over here, myelinated axon. We have the unmyelinated part of the axon right here. Here's the cell body. This looks similar, right? This is the nucleus with the nuclear pores. This doesn't come off, but you can see there's two red blobs in there. Those are the nucleoli. We also have these dendrites coming out with an axon of another multipolar neuron, the synaptic knobs, axon hillock right here. Here's all the vesicles coming out of, if you remember that from the neuromuscular junction, how all the synaptic knobs will have all those vesicles that will release the cellular signal out into the cleft, synaptic cleft. Then we're seeing more Nissl bodies out here in the axon. These are all Nissl bodies or Nissl substance, all these blue parts. Mitochondria. It's not showing any lysozymes. Okay, so we have the two Schwann cells right here with the nucleus of the Schwann cell, all the myelin sheath, all the different layers of it, and the neurolemma on the outside, and the nodes of Ranvier, the endoneurium. Let's see if I hit up everything. All right, so that's these two models. Look out for pictures of these models on my website, on my Google site. Also look out, I'll have an answer key for the models as well in a picture right by the pictures without the answers. And I'll see you on the next video.